So in the video that I made yesterday, I mentioned that I had just gotten rejected by a girl, and that made me think about making an entirely different video specifically about rejection. But then I thought some more, and I decided I actually want to make a slightly different video that is related to rejection, but is a little bit broader, addresses men in society as a whole. And so that's why I've titled this video Thinking About Men as a Would-Be Incel, referring to myself as the would-be incel. I've got a lot of notes because I had a lot of thoughts about this topic, and that's why I'm looking down at my Adventure Time style notebook that my mom gave me throughout this video. But to start off by explaining that title, I would consider myself a would-be incel because I feel like I've undergone nearly every experience needed to turn me into a woman-hating, chronically online, red-pilled incel. However, I have been able to resist going down that path, actually because of the great amount of reading that I have done in my life, which has given me certain convictions about the world and life that I know to be good, that trend towards morality and the happiness of men and women both. Reading has expanded my sense of empathy. It has made me a more emotionally sensitive person. It has made me a more curious person about other people's perspectives, and on and on. I could keep going. I hope that doesn't sound like bragging at all. That's just how it is with me. That's how I believe I have developed as a person. But that's all to say that as a would-be incel, I think I am at least a little bit equipped to address those men who maybe haven't done as much reading or haven't gone to college, which I also did, or don't have women in their lives to talk to sort of understand their lived experiences with men that have made them act the way that they do. So I want to talk to those men directly now. And I'll start off by saying that the world is a problem, certainly. It is contributing to your unhappiness and depression and despair. But you are also a part of the world, and so you are a part of the problem. And that doesn't mean that you should isolate yourself, that you should wallow in self-pity about the problem, that you should hide away from people to keep from making the problem any worse. But you do eventually have to put aside your ego and start looking inwards at the kind of person that you are becoming, the kinds of thoughts that are developing in your mind. This isn't at all easy, not at all. I'm certainly not the best at it. I still feel like my pride and my fear of embarrassment are preventing me from identifying issues about myself I need to fix. Or even there are issues I acknowledge, but I'm straight up unwilling to fix right now. Like, I'll admit I have an unhealthy porn and masturbation habit that I don't like about myself. I know I can't sustain because of all of the sort of shame and insecurity that it gives me, or that I should say that I give to myself. So that is something that I'm interested in changing, hopefully in the near future. So if you are truly interested in being happy and hopefully living in a better world, and I say hopefully because I know that there are many men who aren't interested in living in a better world, unfortunately. But if you are, you need to start doing the work in order to change your life. And this is the part where I feel like I need to start talking about the manosphere, because I know that there are men who believe that they are trying to self-improve and who do think that they are putting in the work to make their lives better. But what they are doing is they are going online and they are seeing all of these content creators who are telling them certain ideas about women that perpetuate this really toxic worldview that make them more divisive, more opposed to sort of a more congenial world sense of the world, and that's not actually reflection. That's not real reflection. These content creators, these people, have a financial benefit to keeping you in despair, keeping you consuming their videos. And I honestly think it's kind of evil, and I would caution any guy who is curious about self-improvement to avoid those kinds of content creators. Now, do women have problems? Yes, of course. Do women have the potential to be as shallow and belittling as you believe them to be? Yes, as we all do. But we as men cannot even begin to have those conversations until we seriously reflect on the attitudes and behaviors we are putting out in the world that have prompted those reactions. And we need to at least be a little bit aware of the history of patriarchy that is also where women are coming from, that women have understood, and that tailor their interactions with men. However, our self-reflection doesn't necessarily need to be rooted in that history. We don't have to talk about second-wave feminism or the history of colonialism in order to improve. Rather, you just have to look at what you are doing right now, the kind of energy that you are putting out into the lives of the people in your life. Yeah, that's what I would say. To restate the point, I would encourage anyone watching this video who needs this advice to read more, go to the library, talk to any women in your life. People typically have moms or sisters or platonic female friends that they can talk to try and understand their lived experiences, to sort of help them reflect on the behaviors that they need to change about themselves, the men. Now, I am fully aware that there are many men who are too far gone into the manosphere, who won't even engage with any of the ideas that I'm saying right now. But I have to believe, for my own sanity, that there are enough men with open enough minds, or I should say maybe instead, minds that are open to moral ideas, that the culture can, albeit slowly, change. Yeah, that's kind of everything that I wanted to say. To wrap things back around to reading a little bit, there's a book that I want to recommend. It's called Rejection by Tony Tulatamudi. Real quick side note, he actually signed my book. I got to meet him because I met him when I went to Iowa City like a month ago, and because he might, I'm going to study writing there in a little bit. So I'm very excited about that. He might even be my writing instructor. But I recommend this book because there is a story in here called The Feminist, which you might have heard of because it went really viral online a couple years ago. And it's about this guy who believes himself to be a feminist, who claims to have all of these really progressive ideas about women and the patriarchy. But because of the fact that he is incapable of getting a girlfriend for many, many years, he slowly ends up shifting his worldview and starts going against all of those ideas that he purports to have believed in. And the last thing that I'll say is that you really don't want to be the feminist. You want to make sure that your ideas, your principles come from a genuine place in your heart, and that you aren't just saying you believe in these good ideas in order to gain the acceptance of people around you, to gain the acceptance of women. So that's my final caution that I will say. That's about it. Like I said in the last video, to anyone who is living alone or living with depression, my heart really does go out to you, because I've been through it all. I've had those suicidal ideations. I've fallen into despair, and it's not easy. So good luck to you all out there. Yeah, we got this. That's it.